probability of getting all of the different houses on the Pottermore sorting test given the way that I answer the questions. So Katrina helped me put together a spreadsheet that basically does all the calculating for us. We will also be leaving a link in the bio to this spreadsheet. So
you can take the quiz yourself and find out for yourself what the probabilities of each house are if you take the Pottermore quiz.
So the link will be to you making your own copy in your Google Drive so that you can just have your own copy of it and actually edit the document for yourself and whatnot. Into this. These are the answers I chose when I took the full quiz back in January. So I inputted all of this, and if you scroll down, you can see my results. And it's Ravenclaw. I was kind of surprised at the beginning how low my percentages were for the other houses, but not in a way because I've never gotten them before, but it's kind of just ridiculous. I have 86% chance to get Ravenclaw with these answers. And then somewhere around 5% for each of the other houses, which also what I find interesting is that this one, unlike the other ones that I took back in January, placed Slytherin below Gryffindor, even though when I was going through the Pottermore analysis, I seemed to have a lot more Slytherin answers rather than Gryffindor. And so I'm just interested that Slytherin's below Gryffindor.
Well, especially if you're looking at Pottermore analysis, that wasn't looking at the pets at all.
Yeah, one of the reasons too was because I chose an owl, and owls are like straight Ravenclaw with a tiny bit of Gryffindor. Because apparently all of the pets give you Gryffindor points, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, but like a quarter Gryffindor point for each.
Yeah, whereas like 1 point for Ravenclaw, 1 point for Slytherin. Apparently, like, all the cats pretty much give you Slytherin, all the owls give you Ravenclaw, and all the toads give you Hufflepuff, with a few secondary ones with exceptions to exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. But yeah, the owl definitely makes a difference there. But if you see my results, what we talked about a bit earlier, so the top one's the same thing we were just looking at. I have 86% chance to get Ravenclaw when I take the Pottermore test and answer the questions the same way I did. And then this other one, the second one, is the full quiz. So if you look at it, the first row of percents, those all add up to 100. And so that places me around 50% Ravenclaw, and then 20%-ish, 18% Gryffindor Hufflepuff, and 14% Slytherin, which kind of follows the same order as what Pottermore was giving me, but you know, the percentages are just more even because of how it works out that way, I guess. And then the second row of percentages on the full quiz section is what percent of the questions that you could get Ravenclaw points for you did, or for each of the houses, right?
Yeah, so it's basically this percentage of the questions I answered Ravenclaw, or this percentage I answered Slytherin, without looking at how that compares to other houses at all.
Yeah, so that's just an interesting thing to look at, which that kind of matches with what I did last time, where I counted, there were 28 questions, and I answered, I think 18 out of the 28 had some points for Ravenclaw according to the Pottermore analysis thing, and so that's kind of similar, but a little bit more than what the 64% is. I don't know though, because it might be a little bit different. Because that one didn't include the pets, so that also changes things up too.
Yeah.
And then the full weighted quiz, wait, what was that again?
Right, full quiz weighted. So that's basically each of the 8 question segments are given 1 point, and each question is weighted within that, so that like if there's 3 questions for 3, then each of those is given a third of a point.
Okay. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of putting the full quiz closer to the Pottermore quiz, right?
Yeah, it was an attempt to, but it looks like it is actually farther from the Pottermore quiz in terms of what data you get. So it looks like the full quiz is more accurate than whatever weighting I was trying to do.
Yeah. And then also I wanted to show, she intentionally made it so you can leave the pet question blank, right?
Well, I made it so that some of the questions you don't really need to have answered. It wasn't really intentional, but it was a nice side effect of how I did it.
Yeah, so a nice side effect of how she did it is that you can leave the pet question blank and see what your score would be without that. And I know that because we figured out that all the owls are Ravenclaw. It makes my probability for Ravenclaw go down. So if I delete that, then we can look over the results and it's calculating. And see, it goes down 20%, and that makes Hufflepuff a lot more. Like, Hufflepuff adds like 10%, Gryffindor doubles, Slytherin almost doubles, but is still only 7%, and it's the least out of all of those. But, like, if I had chosen a cat, which I wouldn't have chosen a cat, then Slytherin would actually be a lot higher, and that's what would make Slytherin actually be higher than Hufflepuff and be my secondary one. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that the pets do make such a big difference.
Yeah, it is interesting. But it's also interesting, like, for me personally, I pick an owl for Ravenclaw reasons, so it does make sense for it to give you Ravenclaw points to pick an owl. So.
Which is true.
So I took the quiz for myself as well, the one that I built, and these are the results that I got. I got Hufflepuff more often than anything else, but Ravenclaw not all that far behind. Mm-hmm. Hufflepuff's less than 50%, so I'm more spread out than her.
I feel like most people have results more like this, where they're pretty close to each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Mine's really, really weird that just so many of my answers are Ravenclaw, and it gets so uneven like that.
Yeah, that's not true for most people. Most people can get any house.
Yeah, even I can get any house.
But most people can see the variety just by taking it a few times.
And that's why there was so much of this going on at the beginning of the year with all of the YouTubers taking it again, and they got different houses.
Exactly. Like, according to the quiz, I'm a Hufflepuff, but I'm also really close to that in Ravenclaw, and honestly, I'm not sure which one I consider myself more.
Yeah. I was always surprised, like, when she first got Pottermore, and she got Hufflepuff, and she kept on getting Hufflepuff. I mean, she didn't always get Hufflepuff, obviously. Yeah, but I was just surprised that she mostly got Hufflepuff. I'm like, you're the Ravenclaw, aren't you?
No, yeah, I'm the one who did all this data.
Right! That's such a Ravenclaw thing!
Anyways, but I can get Gryffindor and I can get Slytherin. I've gotten both when I took it a bunch of times. But I do get Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw more often than other stuff.
Yeah. So there's our data. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about this spreadsheet that we made. You can use it yourself. Check out the link in the bio to make your own copy to your Google Drive. Also, comment down below what percentages you get. Like, how likely is it for you to get the house that you are actually in when you take the Pottermore test? Also, leave a like on this video, subscribe, which you can do by clicking over here somewhere, and then check out my other videos. Up here's the one we referenced a few times where I analyzed my Pottermore full quiz, and down here is just my playlist of all my Harry Potter videos. Thank you for watching.
Bye! Bye.